welcome to Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I'm Margie Curry, your host, and today's session is with our certified yoga instructor, Becca Impello, and she has been practicing and teaching yoga for more than 20 years. I want to remind you that AARP empowers people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization that has over 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate for those 50 plus and their families. AARP Alabama is committed to offering opportunities for people to stay engaged in their home. The Mindful Movement series provides an opportunity for you to keep moving in the safety of your home. Becca?
Good morning, Margie. How are you today?
I'm great today. How about you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Glad to be here as always.
Oh, yeah, glad to be here. So, can you tell us what we're going to be working on today?
Well, we're always going to be working on a combination of movement for the body, awareness of what we're doing, and using the breath with those practices. That's sort of, one part of what yoga is about and what it's easy to bring. What we're going to do today, Margie, is what I like to call an all-around practice, meaning we're going to work all around the whole body. We're not going to focus just on, sometimes I like to focus on one area or one sort of type of practice, but today we're going to try to just get the whole body moving, do a little bit of everything. Something's seated, something's standing, something's balancing on one leg even.
Oh, sounds wonderful. Okay, everybody, please remember that before you begin any exercise program or routine, you should consult with your physician to be sure it is safe to practice. All right, Becca, we're ready for the all over movement.
All around practice, right. And I just to reiterate what Margie just reminded you about, making sure that it's safe for you to do these activities, even once you've checked in with your doctor and you're cleared to do this kind of movement practice, it is still your responsibility as we go through the movements to check in and to make choices about, do you want to do what I just suggested, or do you need to skip it? Do you need to make that movement smaller, bigger, slower, faster? Do you need to stop and rest? So I want you to all the way throughout this practice, be mindful of what's right for your body and your needs. Okay, that's your responsibility. My responsibility is to give you a variety of movements that might be helpful for you and your body. All right, we're going to start in our chair as we usually do. Okay, so this gives us nice support. It means that all of us can participate. So see if you can get your feet on the floor. Maybe you're back against the seat of the chair, but it's best for your feet to be on the floor. That's the first thing. So even if you can't get your back against the chair, get your feet on the floor. Sit tall. That's all the way up through the crown of the head. Think about trying to raise that top of the head up towards the ceiling just gently. You can close your eyes for this first couple of moments of breathing awareness. If you want to, that's optional. All right. I want you to see if you can take a hand just to your belly, below your rib cage, but still sort of near the top of the abdomen. I want you just to see if you can start to breathe into your hand. Then see if you can feel a little bit of movement in your belly. All right, you may be a natural belly breather and you may have lots of movement in your belly. You may be a natural sort of chest and rib cage breather, and maybe your belly doesn't tend to move very much. So whether you're feeling a big movement, a small movement, or almost no movement, see if you can start to increase whatever movement you have available. All right, just trying to breathe in a little deeper, a little fuller. Breathe out all the way. You might feel that belly move back in. Cultivating belly breathing or movement of our abdomen when we're breathing in and out helps to ensure that we're really using our diaphragm, the muscle of breathing, a little more effectively, right? And fully. So it's like an exercise for the muscle of breathing. Now, one thing I want you to avoid doing is trying to push your belly out, okay? So you want to just let the breath do it. You want to see if you can take a deep breath in, be relaxed in the belly so that it can just move out as your lungs fill up and as your diaphragm contracts. Now, if you want to be a little more active, you could tighten or squeeze your belly as you exhale, as you breathe out and that belly comes back in. That's where you might sort of assist, okay? But on the inhale, just let the belly move out on its own. Exhale, you can pull it in a little more actively. Let's just try to do about 5 more of these breaths. Maybe slow it down. Give you a few moments of silence so you can feel this in your own body. Two more breaths. All right, good. Now, it's nice if that belly breathing sort of continues, but we won't be focused on it quite as much now. But anytime you feel like maybe you need to sort of calm down, or you just need to sort of regulate your breath, or you just want to practice using your diaphragm more effectively, you can put that hand on your belly anywhere you are, and you can see if you can help increase that movement of the belly out and in. So I meant it when I said all around. We just started with movement for our diaphragm inside of our body. All right, let's move on to the rest of the body now. We're going to go ahead and turn the head side to side so we start to loosen up the neck. You can make this movement small or big depending on how your neck feels. And we never want to force or really push our body to move somewhere it doesn't seem to want to go. All right, now let's make a different movement for the head and neck. Chin towards the chest. And then pick the chin up. You can stop level, or you could gently tilt it back. And that's just a place to be a little extra careful. It's not uncommon for people to have pretty limited mobility for that head to drop back. There should not be any pain back there. All right, one more. All right, let's move on down and warm up the shoulders of the arms. We're going to do one arm at a time today, okay? So drop one arm down to your side. Let that thumb lead as you bring that arm in front. You can bring it as high as you want, right? So wherever it lets you go. And then turn the palm out and see if you can sweep that arm any amount back behind you and then back down to your side. So we're going up. It's like a circle, but we're going to pause when we get to the top. Turn out, palm dip back, and bring that arm back and down and around. Let's do a couple more on this side. Reach it up. Your circle may be a different shape than mine. So you're going to move that arm, that shoulder through whatever motion feels right for you. And like I reminded you at the beginning, you could even decide, nope, this one's not so good for me. I'm going to skip it. One more time. All right, and we're going to do the same thing on the other arm. And you can notice now if there's any big differences in your right and your left sides. Maybe one arm moves real easily or through a bigger circle than the other one. So the arm comes up as high as you want to bring it. Turn the palm out and back behind you. And then back down to your side. Up, turn, reach it back behind and down. Good. 2 more times for circling this other shoulder, this second arm. And last one. All right, good. Now let's roll the shoulders. I'm saying shoulders, but really what we're moving mostly here is our shoulder blades on our upper back. So try to bring those shoulders forward and up, and then squeeze those shoulder blades back and down, and see if you can really notice and feel that movement of your shoulder blades on your upper back. You may feel some crunching and crackling kind of things. There's a lot of muscle tissue all around those bones of your shoulder blades. And when you do this movement, this circling, you kind of massage those muscles, all that soft tissue. And sometimes there's some tight places, some knots. So I often feel good when I do this, those kind of massaging kind of sensations. So hopefully that's what you're experiencing too, but know that you can stop if it's a little more than that, if it's painful. Let's do the last 3 circles with those shoulders. Good. Arms back and down, arms at your sides. Let's work with the hands now. I want you to make a fist and then bring that fist up to your shoulder. So you're bending your elbow, and then see if you can bring your elbows up any amount towards the sides of your head. And then drop the elbows down, straighten the elbows, uncurl those fists, and really spread the fingers and tilt them back. So we're stretching the wrist the other way. Arms reach back as well. All right, so again, fist, curl it in, elbows up. Drop the elbows, straighten the arms, open the hands, reach them back. Really, we're getting the whole arm. We're getting the fingers, the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulders with this one. All right, 2 more. Last one. And shake it out. All right, so we've gotten from the head into the shoulders, into the arms. Let's work a little bit more with the spine, okay? Rib cage, waist, lower back. Let's start with a little twisting. You can bring the hands to the heart if you'd like, and then turn to one side. Bring it back to center. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, turn to the other side. Back to center, inhale. Exhale, turn. Back to center, inhale. Exhale and turn. Next time we're going to hold the twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale and turn, and then take those hands down. You can put a hand on the outside of the knee, another hand back on the chair, either high on the back of the chair or down low on the seat. And now be gentle, right? You don't want to push too hard, and maybe some folks don't want to push at all, okay? But the hands on the leg and the chair will give you the opportunity to gently go a little further into this stretch, into this twist. And now let's release it. Take an inhale and come back to center. And twist the other way. And take those hands down to the knee, back to the chair. Stay up nice and tall. Be gentle with that use of the arms as you maybe take yourself a little further into the twist. And then back to center. Now a little side stretch. So we'll take the spine in a different direction. One arm reaches up and then take it over. Now, hand on the head is a nice option. If your shoulder doesn't feel great when you try to reach your arm all the way up, you can put your hand on your top of your head or the back of your head. And just stretch up and over any amount so you're feeling stretched through the rib cage on the side of the body, down through the waistline, maybe even down into that outer hip. And then bring it back to center. Other side, reach that arm up, maybe place it on your head. Reach long through that side of the body, taking it up and over any amounts. And then breathing in, breathing out. And then back up to center. All right, we're going to move on down, warm up some of the leg muscles before we get up out of the chair and come on into standing. All right, so let's start with knees. Bend and straighten. One knee, slow, so that you're controlling the movement. Notice how it feels. You might be getting your knee all the way straight, or maybe it's too stiff for that right now, and you might gradually get it straighter. Again, when you're pulling back, maybe you're bending that foot all the way back under the chair. Maybe your knee doesn't quite give you that much bend. So you go through the range that you can create, and that's beneficial for your body. Let's see if we can hold that foot forward. If you need a little more support, put your heel down on the ground and go ahead and point and flex this ankle. So we get all the way down to the feet and the toes here. See if you can start to curl your toes as you point. Spread the toes as you flex. Curl the toes as you point. Spread the toes as you flex. One more time. Curl, point, spread, and flex. And then relax it down. All right. Other side. Straighten and bend the knee. Again, you can compare. Does one knee have a different feel or a different amount of movement than the other? Okay, trying to get that knee joint lubricated, a little more warmth in those tissues so that we work out any stiffness that was there. Then let's go ahead and keep the leg forward. Maybe put the heel down on the ground if you want, and point and flex at that ankle. Go ahead and get that curl of the toes, spread of the toes if you haven't added it already. Good. And then take that leg down and relax it. All right, we're going to go ahead and come up to standing. We're going to continue to work through some other parts of the body that we haven't done much with yet, and then we'll combine parts of the body with a few of our postures before we're done. So you're going to turn and face your chair, the seat of your chair. We do want that chair to be on something sturdy that's not going to slide, so make sure it's not going to slip on the floor, okay, when you put some weight in it. And let's go ahead and bend over and place your hands in the seat of the chair. The feet can walk back until they feel like they're comfortably underneath your pelvis, and your spine has some space to spread out, to lengthen out. I call this our tabletop pose. It's like our back body has just turned into a table. All right. Now let's loosen up that lower back by tucking the tail. You can push into the chair and get the rest of the spine round as well. And then soft or bent knees, and try and lift your tail up. Okay, so you're trying to lift the sitting bones, the back of your buttocks up towards the ceiling. So we flatten that back. Maybe even it takes into a little bit of an arch. Now let's go back and forth a few times so we get that lower back moving. Rounded and then flattened or arched. Good. About 3 more. All right, flatten it all out, and then step the left foot towards your chair and step your right foot any amount further back. Okay, this could be a short step. This could be a long step. Okay, it just depends on what feels right for you. So this is our lunge position. It's going to help us to stretch the hips and the legs. So I'm reaching back through that right heel. It may or may not touch the ground depending on how far back you got it. And I'm pushing down into my hands, maybe even coming up on my fingertips if I want. Okay. And taking 2 more breaths. All right, and then we're gonna switch sides. So bring that right foot in closer to the chair and step the left leg further back. Okay, the distance you step back is your choice. All right, front knee is bent, back knee is straight. Again, I want to stretch those legs. So I'm pushing back into my back leg, my back heel. Pushing down into my front foot, maybe coming up on my fingertips on the seat of the chair. All right, and then we're going to transition hands in the seat of the chair, but now what we want to do is take both legs back. This is great for the spine. This is a downward dog on the chair, which means you don't have to get down on the floor to do downward dog. You could do downward dog throughout your day as long as you have a countertop table or chair seat to put your hands on, and then you can press those hips way back, lengthen out through the spine and through the arms. Take 2 more breaths here. All right, now I said all around body practice, so we need to work the core a little bit too. We're going to do that with a plank. So we're shifting forward, but keeping those feet back where they were for downward dog. And I'm going to position my shoulders over or just behind my wrists and push nice and strong through the chair. And try to keep the rest of my body in a nice firm line. My thighs are actively pushing my legs back. My belly stays in to keep my hips centered, and I keep breathing. You can come out of this at any time. We're going to hold for 3 more breaths. Two more breaths. Your breath might be faster, in which case you can come out of it a little sooner. All right, and then walk those feet in. Slowly come up and stand all the way up tall. Shake out those shoulders or wrists maybe if you feel a little tension there. All right, now we're going to stay standing. It might be a good idea to turn your chair around, or you can walk yourself around the chair if you want, if you got room on both sides. This way we can use the chair for support as we do a couple of balance postures. Now, balance postures, of course, work on improving our balance, but they also require some strength, sometimes some flexibility, so we get that as well. You can hold on the whole time, or as much as needed. All right, so put the weight into one leg and then pick up the other leg, maybe just the heel to start with, or maybe the whole foot, and turn that knee out to the side. So we're going into tree pose. We open up that knee out to the side and find a place to put the foot. And there's lots of options. It could be toes still touching the ground. It could be that foot up on the calf or around the knee, or even up into that upper thigh, perhaps, okay? I'm going to go about the middle. Now, make sure those legs are pushing into one another. I would never want to push my knee out to the side with my foot right there. I want to really push that standing leg into my lifted foot. All right, now find a focal point for your eyes that helps you with your balance. Try and keep a steady breath. Maybe you bring those hands to the heart if you're wanting to let go of your chair. Another option is to take those arms and extend them out and up like branches of the tree. Let's try to stay here 2 or 3 more breaths. It's okay if you fall out, if your foot comes down and then you bring it back, or you touch the chair some of the time. That's all good. All right, and then let's drop that leg. Maybe just shake out those knees or shake out those feet a little bit, especially the standing leg may feel a little stiff there. All right, now let's do the other side. So shift your weight to the other leg. Pick up the heel or the whole foot so you can turn the other knee out. Find a place on your standing leg to put your foot. Push your standing leg into that foot. All right, and get taller. Maybe let go of that chair. Maybe you keep that hand close, but you still try to let go. And then if you're feeling steady enough on your feet, you might take the arms to a different position, up and out or overhead. It's okay to come in and out. Two or three more breaths here. All right, and then let's drop those arms down, take that foot down, and again, maybe give it a little shake out or a little wiggle for those ankles. Okay, turn towards the back of the chair, so you're facing the chair. Step the left foot forward and the right foot back. This is similar to the lunge we did before, except we're not going to be as low down. So we're just keeping our chest up, okay? Your stance could be longer or shorter still, depending on what feels right for you. All right, see if you can bring the hands up to the heart, but the chair is there for you as needed. And let's pull back between those shoulder blades. This gets our spine a little more movement while we work with our legs. Push forward. So see, inhale as you pull. Exhale as you push. Inhale, pull. Exhale, push. 2 more. Take the hands down to the seat of the chair. Keep your legs where they are. Straighten that front knee. And then slowly bend forward. You can keep your hands on the top, the seat of the chair, or maybe you walk them down. It really depends on your chair, right? Like whether you have the ability to do that. And of course, how tight your leg is. This is giving us a stretch for our hamstring, the back of the leg. And some folks may also still feel a good stretch in the other leg for that calf muscle. Two more breaths here. And slowly walk the hands up, come up tall. Now we bend that front knee and step in, pausing just a moment before we switch sides. And then the right foot will stay close to the chair. The left leg will step back. This is often called a warrior stance. Warrior 1 is the position that holds this position of the legs. So bring the hands up, get steady. Pull back on the inhale. Push forward on the exhale. Pull back. Push forward. Good. 3 more. Last one. Good. Hands come down to the seat. Straighten that front knee, keeping your legs like they are, or your feet where they are. Straight front knee, fold forward. And you can stay with the hands on the top of the chair, or they can walk down. You're looking for a stretch in the back of your right leg, right? That's what we're trying to get out of this, some hamstring lengthening. One more breath here. And slowly come up. Go ahead and step in. Pause a moment. Just check in, see how things feel. All right, and then we're going to come back to seated in the chair to finish things up. Now, when I say an all-around practice, I don't want us to just work our body. I also want us to work our mind, which perhaps you already feel like you had, just paying attention to all the instructions that I gave you and being mindful of your body. But this last little thing that we're going to do before we finish up is another way of just kind of challenging the brain for coordination and control, okay? So we're going to let the arms drop down to the side. I want you to start with your right hand. Begin to just make a circle with your right hand, right wrist. Circle at right wrist, okay? You're going to just keep this circle going and then see if you can pick up your left foot and start to circle it as well. So we've got the right hand and the left foot going. All right, keep those moving. Add in your left hand circling, left wrist. All right, got both hands and the left foot. Now we see if we can add the right foot. So we've got everything moving, everything circling, any direction. All right, now just stop moving the right hand, but try to keep the rest of it going. And then stop moving the left ankle and put it down on the floor. And now you still got your left hand and your right foot. Now let the left hand go quiet, and it's just the right foot and ankle. And then finally, we'll drop that one down to the floor. Pause. All right, sit comfortably in your chair. We're going to just finish with a couple more moments of that belly breathing. You could come back to your hand on your abdomen if you want. Maybe close the eyes. Again, no forcing, no trying to push the belly out. Just simply see if you can slow down your breathing and encourage that bit of movement in your belly. Let go of all else. All other muscles relax and soften. 3 more breaths. All right, now you can open your eyes. Let your hands come down to your lap. Take one more deep breath in and reach your arms up. Exhale. You can bring the hands to the heart if you like, or down to your lap. Bow your head. Just take a moment for gratitude. Be thankful for your body and all it can do for you. And I always like to remember to thank AARP of Alabama for giving us this opportunity to move mindfully together. Thanks for joining us, and I will see you next time for Mindful Movement.
Thank you so very much, Becca. That was a great all-around session practice today. And I tell you, on the coordination, I was a little bit off on that, trying to get that.
That's hard, isn't it? Which one is my right? Which one is my left?
That was very challenging, but thank you so very much for today. And we thank everyone for joining us today. We ask that you would look at our survey, take our survey and let us know what you think. And if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the chat with us too. But thank you so much for joining us for Mindful Movement, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.